I did a video a while back and I got a lot of heat for it. And, it was a little mixed reviews, but I felt like I got a lot of heat for it because about my opinions about the Retrotink 4K being released and at the price point that it was. And I felt like the price was a little bit too high. And I said that it was going to run me out of the retro upscaling market. And for all intents and purposes, it did. And but there has been a new product that was put out by Mike Chi and the guys at the Retrotink company. I think they do a fantastic job, and it's never a knock on what they do, but at the same time, you gotta be economically sound when you're in this hobby. So that's what I was basically alluding to. But nevertheless, I got a little bit of blowback. Don't like to use those type of words, but you know what I mean. Got a little bit of pushback by everything that was said in that video. Some people agreed, some people didn't. But let's talk about the 4K CE, which I think CE stands for cost effective, but nevertheless, let's not go there. The differences between it, I'm gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna give you my opinions on it. So I'm looking at it on my tablet. The differences between the 4K CE and the 4K Pro: there's no rotation support. They have some limitations on the input with limitations. They have that de-interlacing is only adaptive linear motion adaptive de-interlacing only without advanced sensitivity controls, no bob field offset adjustment, no edge adaptive, that's just a lot of technical talk. But basically de-interlacing is not up to the same sophistication as it is with the Pro. What else is on here? I don't even know what this means. Inverse telecine, no support for inverse 3:2 ratio. Also, stuff like that. No IR blur support. Horizontal softening can be accomplished by using cubic Lanzo or bilinear soft interplay. Okay, that's not too bad. I can understand that. Basic BFI insertion, black full frames only. No enhanced as video support. What else they got over here? No XBR smoothing. NTSC composite video. No 3D cone filtering on that. Notch and 2-notch modes. Auto phase adjustment. OS color depth. It's a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff is technical, so some of you guys may know about that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know probably about 20% of that stuff. Probably about 2 or 3 things I said that I don't understand. But nevertheless, the guys who in this market, they know everything about it. And the price point on this one is $475. I don't think that's a bad price for this. I always thought that at the most, if you was spend money on an upscaler, I thought the Retrotink 5X was probably like right there at that point. And I think the Retrotink 5X is like $300 or something like that. I can't remember. And I have an OSSC, the original one, and the OSSC I paid like $125 for it. And it still does great. But my thoughts on it, like I said, I think it's for the price. I think it's okay, I guess. It's still a little bit up there, but for the people who don't want to spend, all the money for the Pro, they may decide to get this in general or get this instead. Now, I do feel at this point, as far as upscalers, I've been doing this for a long time, and I think the OSSC is just good for me. That doesn't mean that nobody else should buy whatever else other upscaler you want. Whatever you want is whatever you want. Like I said in my other video, I was talking about myself per se, but like I said, there's sometimes, not just in the retro gaming community, but just in communities in general, that you have, people that take your opinion to heart to the point where it feels like it affects them. Trust me, prior to doing this, I was in the Madden community where a lot of folks thought that the Madden football should replicate what they see on the field in real life. And I have no issue with that because I feel that way as well. But when your opinion starts shifting away from certain things, people will jump on you about your opinion. I mean, that's just everywhere and how everything is, and that's fine. So, but what I will say is, at $475, it is still slightly up there in price for what it does, and it does take away some things from the Pro, where I felt like the Pro should have been around $475, but hey, that's just my opinion, and it is what it is. If you decide to get this, I still think it would be a good look, because Retrotink does a good job with their products. They don't do a bad job at all. I think that, you know, you getting one of the best, if not the best upscaler in the business, especially after Microsoft and the Framemeister kind of, you know, they stopped doing what they do. You know, Retrotink basically came in and kind of took over the whole space when it comes to that. And then that's not a knock on the OSSC or the OSSC Pro. I think those do great jobs as well, but I do think the Retrotink is slightly better. But what I will say is, from my experience and everything that I've seen for the past, you know, few years, I do feel like the OSSC in the OSSC Pro, I think those are a little bit consumer friendly with the price, you know. But hey, if you got the money, by all means, get it. But when it comes to retro gaming or just economics in general, I always look at price first. You know, I just don't get it just because it's out there. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta look out for your own pockets and your own economic situation when it comes to this type of stuff. You know, that's the way I look at it. But hey, some people feel like, hey, I can afford it, I'm good. And if you can afford it, that's fine. That doesn't mean that I can't afford it. I can. I just can't justify the price. For me, I can go get 1 or 2 or 3 as many as I want. I just don't justify the price for what it does when I do have other alternatives, which, to be quite honest with you guys, I'll probably be going with a very, very cheap upscaler for my SCART inputs for capturing footage going forward. I'll talk about that at a later date. My wife is calling me, but I'll talk about that at a later date. I'm gonna get up out of here and let me get to this phone call and see what she's talking about. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.